Quick story. A girl and a guy met and fall for each other. They both love music, so decide to work together. And they were pretty good at it. Now on the surface, everything looked perfect. But oh, the stress of the city. So they decided otherwise. They packed up and left for the countryside. And that's where we meet this family, raising their children, growing their own food and their business together, on a quest to find a new normal and a new sense of happiness. And if you're looking for the same thing, then join us and we can unpack this thing called life together. Where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I'm Shamel Olwago, my husband's Amondi Olwago, and together we are Nile Ochi. And this is Z-Quest. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Z-Quest Exclusives. Now, if you are new to us, then welcome for the first time. And if you aren't, then welcome back. And we're so happy to have all of you. So we're going to pick up where we left off last time. Last time we were discussing the ancient philosophers' advice on marriage. Now, they had 9 tips, but to be fair, they were more than tips. They'd written books and articles and essays and speeches about it, and they'd actually put them into novel form. So we were dissecting that. We got to number 6. So now we're going to just pick up at number 7. And if you are part of the Patreons, then you can just circle back and pick up where we left off. So number 7. What is number 7?
So the obvious. Don't commit adultery.
Ooh.
So yeah,
I think this is logical thinking here.
Is like a good philosopher. What do you say, philosopher? Philosopher. There you go. You have to remain logical about this and what conflict adultery will cause anyway.
I would have thought this was common sense, but somehow.
But you know what?
It's still a thing.
You know what? The thing is, it's an age-old thing.
It's an age-old, yeah.
Which means that it's actually transcend the times. Transcend times, and I think that that's still relevant to society today. And the only thing I think that it's usually people seem to think that it's more men than women, which we found out the other day. Actually, it's equally.
It is equal.
Reason for divorce in marriage, it's 14% adultery for men and women.
Yeah.
I fancy that.
I wasn't surprised.
I wasn't surprised either, but a lot of people will swear down it's more men than women.
This is true.
Yeah. But anyway, so Rufus condemns adultery, arguing that it goes against nature and is shameful.
Does it go against nature? Some would argue it is nature, and to ask people to be monogamous is against nature.
Well, you know what? I think I understand what he says when he said that. I think what he means is that, in the nature of a human being nature, it's being unsettled, feeling unsettled when there is a dramatic experience or trauma or any sort of unrest. Mm-hmm. And when there is adultery, it's unrest that you're going to cause. And I think that stress levels going to go up. You're gonna cause upsets, and it's going to go in a way against your own very nature, because we are our best in a quiet peace of mind. So if that is the case, you're doing the complete opposite. And if being your best natural state, it's being peaceful and at peace and serenity, and which you can from there grow a great quality of life, then that would be a problem. I can see how that would be a conflict, and this
it's anti-peace.
It's anti-peace. It's
and is shameful.
Definitely.
Do you think that adultery is accepted nowadays, or it's still as shameful as it used to be?
I think it's as shameful as it used to be. I think you got pocket of society who promotes it in a way by acting a certain way. Doesn't mean because someone's showing show a certain lifestyle that is accepted by the majority of people. I don't think so.
That's true. That is so true.
It is shameful, of course it is. And you know what? Funny enough, it actually is shameful for everybody, even the person that cheats, because a lot of people have to hide their face. I mean, you've seen those documentary when that guy goes around and with his van and his team and then trying to actually investigate. Cheaters. There you go.
Yeah.
And they all want to do one thing: is
run away
and hide.
That's so true.
So it is shameful on both parts. Of course, it's humiliating for the person who he's cheated on, but it's
shameful for the other person as well.
It's
Blount.
Yeah, because it's like until you get caught, and then what?
Yeah.
Rarely see someone that is bold, like be like, yeah, and so what? This is my way of life. Nah.
Yeah. It's true.
Rarely see that. It's shame.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
You know you did something wrong.
Yeah.
You know it's not commentable or whatever.
Well, then I do think that still holds true. So let's elaborate. Although he acknowledges that some of his contemporaries didn't have a moral problem with a man committing adultery.
Okay.
So this part of society who do not have a moral problem with men committing this is not a new thing. This is age old as well.
Yeah.
The part of society.
Well, you can guess most of the behaviors.
Saying that they didn't have a moral I didn't finish the sentence. They didn't have a moral problem with a man committing adultery with his slave wife.
Maid.
With his slave maid, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rufus states that this is wrong too.
Yeah, he's like.
I see. It's like when people say, what did they say? What did they say again?
It's just a side chick.
No.
When really, it's like
Felicia is not cheating. You know, it's that concept where she's a slave maid.
The saying is eating's not cheating.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
I know, but
and I think
I think he was saying no. That too, we're gonna
because they're subhumans, isn't it? So if a slave is subhuman, so it doesn't equate to human. Therefore, it doesn't equate to cheating. I guess that's how
that was their logic
that
they applied to it. No, it's still cheating.
Of course, it is.
What is this? And I think cheating is a horrible. It's a horrible. It just trivializes adultery. If we kept on calling it adultery,
it's the proper.
Use the proper terminology. We wouldn't. Cheating makes it
in sports. Cheating,
in sports you use cheating and stuff. And I'm like, it's funny that people called it cheating when people seem to only cheat when they feel like they're losing out on something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like.
I guess for them,
I'm not getting enough from this marriage. I feel like I'm on the losing end. I must gain, so therefore I will cheat.
That's probably what when you have seek a one-upmanship on people, specifically people that you're supposed to bed with. That's what lead most probably for this type of thinking.
Yeah,
because you're always trying to be above, innit?
So now to try and be at the time where you challenge people who had these beliefs back then. So these beliefs have always been challenged then.
Yeah.
Okay, because you know that the kind of view that we can have on the past is that back in the day, men were allowed to do whatever they wanted and no one was there to tell them anything. And it's just seemingly now evidence that that's not true. That's not completely true.
But look, it is exactly what people's views on Africa. I don't know if it's still the same today, but probably is or used to be, which you were allowed to have many wives and you were allowed to
and it's not true
to cheat, and people accepted this type
and
of
you
way.
all had slaves,
and it's not true.
It's
not true. Absolutely, you get men getting a bit down
in the street for that.
So it's not true. As much as yes, there is in some country certain culture, a tribe, and they practice polygamy. That's different. That's something else.
That would be the same as coming to Europe for the first time and then looking at the traveller people and saying that's how all of your society runs. It's just like nah.
No, you guys are nomads anyway.
Yeah, and
so you
none of you people really go to school.
Yeah, I know you get. Yeah, exactly.
They're just.
But you see, this is what I'm saying. So what they're saying about the past or in history, what happened, what they think happened. It's something that I've heard about all different things when it comes to,
it's just
men
looking at a fraction of society and then judging the whole of society by that standard because you don't agree with it. True.
Yeah.
So challenging husbands to imagine if their wives had relationships with slaves.
Yeah.
It's funny how they still have to coax these certain groups of men down. The same way we find ourselves doing it now, and that's why
it's a two-way street.
You know when you have to say, but what if your girl did it? Oh no, man, my girl can't. It's just, why are we still here with
You're a fool in denial, thinking that.
Don't you think it's a base human? I'm using their terms. Isn't this a base person way of thinking?
It is, and it's like if you think like okay, you're a cheater and you normalize it, you're very open about it, because you usually with those type of men, they're open about it in a way. Even if they hide it, it's the common knowledge that person is a cheater.
Yeah,
it's no, he's a womanizer or whatever. And to think that your wife, if she has an opportunity for you not to find out, won't for sure not do it. Don't be so bold, because if you do it, there's a chance that she does it too.
Yeah.
Just out of sheer equality. No, it's the truth.
Yeah. On its very basic terms,
maybe her terms might be okay. She might trying to convince you to stop what you're doing or whatever, but because you don't listen, you won't still do whatever you think you know how to do best. Then secretly, if she has the opportunity and you never find out about it, she knows you will not find out about it. She most likely will just, do it and you won't find out about it.
It's a chance.
There's a chance for you to think that she's not going to do it because you're a man and she's a woman. That's stupid way to even.
Well, this is why he's had to coax them by saying, "Guess what? What do you think if the shoe was on the other foot?" And they probably never stopped and thought about that.
They probably laughed.
They said, no, she wouldn't. No. Anyway, same. I can imagine.
She's a good wife, isn't it?
Oh God.
You heard it before.
I've heard that
she's
before.
She's a good one. Don't worry about it.
She's a good girl.
Right?
Yeah.
She's a good girl. That's some bullshit.
Rufus points out the troubling double standard from his lecture on sexual indulgence. Okay. So he was trying to pave the way in trying to, I guess, build back marriages.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think that, yes, I do think sometimes adultery can just be sheer sexual indulgence. Like there's nothing wrong with your wife. She's a perfectly good human being. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really wrong with your relationship. This is something personal, a personal indulgence that you decide to do, or she decides to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that even existed back then, but it's refreshing to hear that somebody was testing these type of norms back then.
Yeah.
All these type of circles back then.
But you know what? You always hear about philosophers being killed, condemned to death, because they're saying things that
other people didn't want to hear.
Yeah, other people didn't want to hear.
This is so true.
So I'm not surprised that a lot of them probably are used to say things that we're saying today.
This is true. If it seems neither shameful nor out of place for a master to have relations with his own slave, particularly if she happens to be unmarried, let him consider how he would like it if his wife had relations with the male slave. Would it not seem completely... Thank you for listening. Now for full exclusive episodes, go on to nileochi.com and join our Patreon.